we go. So on the front, if you look at Joseph. Okay, if you look at number 1, so number 1 is the exponential side on this side, and this side is the log side. First of all, how do I know the parent function? How do I know what is the parent function? The x's, right? So the first one, the parent function on this one is 3 to the x. And so I know the first 2 points then, if I put in 0, I get 1, and if I put in 1, I get 3. And the transformations on this one would be 2 to the right and 1 up. And which way does the asymptote go? Is it this way or this way? Okay, this way is log, this way is exponential. So this way is where it starts. And so the 1 up would move it up 1, right? So no. So these are the exponentials. So this is the one you're going to follow, okay? So this moved it up 1. If I have 0, 1, that starts right here. And if I move it 2 and up 1, there's my point. Point would be 1 and 3. So if I move it over 2 and up 1, so it hugs and connect the dots, correct? So if we look at this, what's the domain? Negative infinity to infinity. And what is the range? Bottom to top. 1 to infinity. Okay. And the other one I want to fill in, you can do the rest of them, but the asymptote, what is the asymptote on this one? Y equals 1. So that's, you can fill in the rest of these now, but I want to look real quick at the log, and the log is the inverse, right? What's the base of this log? 3. So I can use these points that I've already found. I can use those points. And so what are my transformations this time? 1 to the right and 2 up. So this time I'm going to invert my points. So I'm going to start at 1, 0. So 1, 0 is right here. I'm going to move 1 to the right and up 2. And then I'm going to start at what point? 3, 1, and I'm going to move 1 to the right and up 2. And which way does the asymptote go this time? It's up and down, so it gets shifted which way? 1 to the right. So once you have your asymptote now, hug the asymptote, connect the dots. So if you look at that now, these are inverses. So if the domain is negative infinity to infinity, what is the range this time? Negative infinity to infinity, because you flip them. And the domain this time, bottom to top. Oh, sorry, the domain, left to right. Where does it start? 1. So the range and the domain, they flipped because they're inverses. And so the last one, if the asymptote is y equals 1 here, what is it going to be here? X equals 1. All right, you're going to fill in the rest of it. I'm going to help you do number 3 also. So if you look at number 3, what is 2? So what does the 3 do? Or horizontal? Horizontal. And so it's a liar, right? It's horizontal. So it's a horizontal compression of 1/3. Which means I multiply times which variable? So this is times x. And then I'm going to move 1 which direction? And 4. So I'm going to start with those points. So I have 0, 1. So I'm going to start right here. So I have a horizontal compression. So if the x is 0 and I multiply by 1/3, it's still 0. So I'm going to move back 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there's my point. So which way does my asymptote move this time? Down 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then the next point, I have 1 and 2. So I'm going to go 1 and 2. So I have a horizontal compression of 1/3. So the 1 becomes 1/3. Then I have to move back 1 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my point is right there. So I'm going to hug the asymptote and connect the dots. And then you're also going to fill in the boxes this time. So what happens on this one? I get a vertical compression this time. So that means I'm multiplying which variable? Y. And the 4, I'm going 4 to the left and 1 down. So which way does the asymptote move this time? 4 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which point do I start with? 0, 1 or 1, 0? So 1, 0 is right here. So vertical compression. Oh yeah, 1, 0 right here. Wait. Yeah, 1, 0. Sorry. Whew. It's been a long day already. All right. So the vertical compression is 1, 0. So the y is 0 this time. So if I multiply by 1/3, it's still 0. So if I move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, right there is my point. So my next point is 2, 1. So I went 2, 1. So vertical compression. So the 1 becomes 1/3. Then I have to move back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1. So it ends up right there. So I'm going to hug the asymptote and connect the dots.